Hello and welcome back. I'm just filming this intro after I filmed the probably 9-hour video that you're probably about to watch. I just want to bring attention to something I didn't really pick up as I was filming, and probably till a bit later in the video. My name's Minon J. I work on behalf of the Disgruntled Octopus. This isn't the Disgruntled Octopus. I have a lot of people reach out in regards to that. Currently filming on Spider Cam. We will be moving between Spider Cam and Bin Cam later in the episode, but I want to draw attention to the fact that I've actually started incorporating footage of my Sega Master System games at the end of the video. So if you are in that client, scroll right to the end of the video and you probably will see me playing the first level of Sonic the Hedgehog. Every video from now on, I will be showcasing a specific childhood Master System game that I've been collecting through eBay, and obviously using the funds I've been selling on eBay to buy more video games that I had when I was a collection. When I was a kid, English is not my first language by the looks of it, or my 19th. I will start again. I've been building my childhood collection of Sega Master System games, and I want to showcase how badly I play them now that I'm 42 years old, compared to 8 or 9 when I got it. So at the end of the video, we will be playing this. So without further ado, we will roll into what we're supposed to be. Hello and welcome back to another episode, and we're going to do things a little bit different today. We're actually going to do Spider Cam, which is what we're currently recording on at the moment. And some stage through the video, I will transition to bin cam. So this is the bin that I use. Don't freak out, it's the recyclable bin. So all that's in here is cardboard. So there's nothing decaying or smelly in that regard. So what we're gonna do is we move bin cam out of the way. We'll position where we're gonna do it. It's now there. So what I want to talk about today is obviously what I've been doing with my eBay store, I suppose what I'm going to do with the future of this channel. I've broken it down into 3 or 4 videos that I want to do a week with all different themes revolving around it. So I do want your comments in the comment field below, just to kind of gauge what your interests are at, what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like to see less of, and whatever else comes into my mind, whatever pops into my head of mine. So long story short, I did do some filming over the weekend. However, I probably deleted it. It wasn't that very good. I have cleaned up the desk, as you can see here. So the desk is there. The board games that were here previously, and I moved Spider Cam up. Come on, Spider Cam, let's go. Whee! So this board games that we had here, I drove up to Newcastle on Friday night after work. So I finished work about 4 o'clock, came home, loaded the car up with the board games and took them all up to the storage shed. So they're actually living their best life at the storage shed at the moment. Like I've said numerous times before, my parents take care of that. My mum is more meticulous with packaging than I am. She actually gets more glowing reviews on her feedback than I do with my packaging, so I have no issues in regards to that. I have said before, board game collectors, Funko collectors, Lego collectors, they are a breed upon themselves. So they do like that pristine box, they do like no imperfections and all those different things. So I'm more than reassured that my mum can take care of that. So she has all my Funkos up there, what's left of them. She's also got the board games, she's got some Lego sets. So primarily, next time I go up, I'm probably going to start going up and clearing out the Funko and just doing it on Facebook Marketplace. Something very similar to what Tori, the Geelong Flipper, did earlier in the week, but in reverse. I'm actually going to sell my Funko Pops to some sucker. Sorry, Tori, but let me know what you think of Funko Pops. I have been saying it for a very long time that Funko Pops are dead. Yes, there are exceptions to everything. However, for the vast majority, the market's bottomed out. And as a reseller, I would not go out of my way to gamble with Funko Pops. They're oversaturated. Yeah, the box condition I mentioned earlier. People wanting to get them for nothing, all those different things. So like I said, I've got $40, $50, $60 Funko Pops currently listed on eBay at the moment. However, next time I go to Newcastle, probably in a couple of weeks or so, I'm going to drag them off eBay, put them on Facebook Marketplace for $5 each. I don't particularly care if I run a loss, and blow them out that way. There might be a couple that I keep for myself because I'm quite big into the Krampus line, which is kind of like a Christmas demon from, I think it's Nordic culture, like, kind of around that German, Switzerland, Sweden, all those different areas. Without going too far into it and entertaining you or entertaining myself and boring you, generally Krampus, according to folklore, goes along with Santa, and Santa gives the good boys and girls presents. and Krampus smacks them with a stick. So I do have a couple of Krampus pops. So like I was saying, I cleaned up here. You probably will notice that all the Carter Brown books are gone. They're actually sitting on the ground. I'm going to admit defeat in this sense. Like I have said in numerous videos before, I'm willing to put my pride on the line and put my ego on the line and say, hey, look, I've made a mistake. Yeah, that's what it is. So I suppose the plan was originally, when I did speak about the Carter Brown books, is to put them in a variation listing, upload them 5 a day, and generate some interest in that way. I lost interest. It's not to say, well, they haven't sold, so none of the Carter Brown books have sold. The other pulp fiction books that I have had, and I have mentioned previously, I can't remember the author, we had about 3 or 4 of those sell almost instantly. That's almost netted my outlay out for these books. So I think they brought in $160 minus fees, to say $120 after fees and postage and all those different things. Probably more, but long story short, I paid $200 for those books. I've got that book inside that's, around about $1,000. Choose your own adventure as to who says what, and I probably will use that for a future video as to what I mean when I say, look, this is how you need to research items that aren't your wheelhouse. For example, for Skylanders and all these different things, I know them back to front. If I don't know them, I can get the answer very quickly. There are a couple of Skylanders that I've never came across, which are chase variants or very generic ones in the sense that they weren't released in very big quantities. So I could probably track down the information I need on that very quickly. So like I was saying, with these Carter Brown books, there is such a thing as sunk cost in the sense that researching the titles, researching the books. My original plan was to list them all at $9.99, like Grumpy Granny said, and David said, don't do that. Grumpy Granny was right in the sense of saying, hey, look, if I had listed them for $9.99, those pulp fiction books that I picked up and sold for $55 each would have went for $10, and potentially that $1,000 book would have also been picked up for $10 each. Probably the pickup of the century if that's the case. So long story short, what I'm doing with these Carter Brown books, I am reaching out to all the booksellers on here. So I'm not reaching out to you personally, but we'll take it through here. If you would like these books, I'm going to give them to you for $1 each. So condition vary on these from very good vintage. I don't know if that's an eBay thing, but that's obviously just a Josh thing. So Minon J. I suppose 6 minutes in, if you're new here and you're wondering what this idiot's talking about, I'm Minon J. I work on behalf of the Disgruntled Octopus, but now we've got the formalities out of the way. If you're after these Carter Brown books, I am willing to sell them in bulk lots for $1 a piece. I'm not going to start cherry picking them and send them to you. Like I've had people reach out to me before. You're a reseller and I'm a reseller, right? In the sense I know how sourcing works. So please don't reach out to me and say, hey, look, I'll take the ones that are in excellent condition for $1 each. That's not going to happen. If you would like to take them, I think there's probably just over 200 books. If you're not local to Canberra, you're more than welcome to get arranged postage or arranged courier or whatever you want to do. I'll package them up and get them to you from that way. But, or alternatively, I can split them into maybe medium boxes, maybe 10 or 15 books per medium box. I'm not too sure for. Just say if it's 15 books per medium box, I'll probably do it for $25 plus postage. Or probably not. We'll go $20 plus postage, so about $30 for however many books fit in a medium box. But we'll talk about that. We can always go from that way. Like I said, long story short, I want them gone. They were good in the sense to pick up because, like I said, they have been quite profitable, but I'm not a bookseller and everyone knows my opinion on books. Grumpy Granny keeps mentioning it. I don't want to be a bookseller. I've got no interest in it. I do have an interest in Dungeons and Dragons and Warhammer books because I find them quite fascinating, like looking at the pictures. I haven't learnt to read yet, but I can look at the pictures. But yeah, like I was saying, is that the Carter Brown books, just pulp fiction and whatever else book categories. You think I should know this thing. When I went to uni, I studied English literature and English and war literature and all these different things. Can't speak it, can't articulate it. Can write pretty good actually. Like maybe I should get up Tori for some author tips and stuff along lines of that. But yeah, like I said, long story short, that's a very long way of saying, hey, look, if you want to pick up these Carter Brown books, now's a chance. I have not been through them. I do have some currently listed on eBay. I'm going to turn that listing off. Then whatever is currently listed on eBay will be rolled back into this bulk lot from here. Please do not reach out to me asking for specific titles. You get what you're given, or we'll make I suppose, an even distribution of the quality of the books that are going out. But long story short, I'm not here to rip you off. You will probably, I'll say you will, fingers crossed, make some sort of profit on those books per se. It's just that, and I have said numerous times before, this is a very long way of saying it, we haven't even got the bin cam yet. I don't like selling books, and I like selling things at a very, very, very fast sell-through rate. So in the sense of Skylanders, I don't have well, I have the iPad here somewhere, and I will talk a little bit about that in a second. Skylanders, board games, video games, all those sort of things, they are quite quick sell-through rate for me, right? So I do price them at a point where I want them to run out the door as quick as they can. I did list some Pokemon cards or Pokemon card yesterday for $150. That sold 7 minutes later. There was comps on eBay for about $200. $150 was the last sold comp. So I've listed at $150. It lasted 7 minutes. It's out the door. So these Skylanders, like I said, I have driven up to Newcastle on the weekend to drop the board games off, and on the way home picked up a massive big lot from Sydney. Came back home, and an hour later, another gentleman in the sense of a 13-year-old kid, came down with his parents to give me another lot of Skylanders. So we're in the process of doing that now. So probably about 500 or 600 Skylanders over the course of the last couple of days. So I do not have room for for Carter Brown, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a pin in it, and we'll go to bin cam. So the really good thing about bin cam is that actually I can put my hand up and it will start recording for me. I did forget to mention at the start of the video, I will be putting some footage of my beloved Sonic the Hedgehog Master System game at the end of this video. I'll bring bin cam in. Come on, bin cam. At the end of this episode, or end of this video, I have recorded some video of me playing Sonic. It is emulated, but I own the game, so I can get away with that. So, good, bad, or indifferent, you will see how I play Sonic the Hedgehog. Probably the first time in 30 years. So it's stay to the end of the video. So what I want to bring up, what I have been sourcing over the course of the week, I did pick up don't know where that came from. Did pick up a DVD, Blu-ray player. It's got a 2 terabyte hard drive. It's a Panasonic. It also records. It's got 3 tuners. It's got a Blu-ray burner. It's 3 tuners in the sense that it can record 3 TV programs at once to the hard drive. And it's got all the bells and whistles. So I picked it up for $50 on eBay's. Is this coming with me? No, it's not. That's good. We're not following it. So I actually picked it up on Facebook Marketplace for $50. I have listed it on eBay for $550. I've had some people reach out in regards to, questioning what I know about the what condition it is and all those different things. So I dare say in the next couple of days, couple of weeks, it will go, which is quite a nice profit return. It did come out of the Japan fund. The Japan fund's kind of taken a little bit of a hit in the last couple of days. I have forked out $50 for that. I did fork out $500 for 2 Nintendo 3DS's XL. I did sell one of those for $450. I picked up a whole bunch of Pokemon games, which was Pokemon Black version 2 that's currently still factory sealed. Always look at your factory sealed video games. So the price I've listed that on eBay was $500. That's how much I paid for the whole stack of games. So I've got Pokemon Soul Silver in there. I've got version 2, Omega Ruby, and a couple of other games as well. So, yay! That's pretty much it. It's been pretty boring here, actually. Like I was saying, is that I've been selling Skylanders. I do have a couple of things that are currently awaiting payment at the moment. I will open up the iPad, and you think I would have learnt from the last episode that just to have this thing open. Open that up. So one person has bought 39 Skylanders, which is probably Riley's worst nightmare. He's going to have to go through this and basically pick them out the worst thing about having people work for you is that it's very hard to transfer the knowledge across. So for case in point, I really don't have them at the moment, but I had all my traps in here, and I think I have shown you previously that what I would do is I put all the traps in there, ziplock the bag, and go from that way. So whenever I was looking for a trap, I know it was isolated in the bag. Riley, being a 16-year-old, decided when he was picking the orders the other day, he would just upend the bag and tipped out a lot of traps into the crate. I didn't have a go at him. I wasn't angry. It's something that I should have taught him, but this is the things that are actually going to disadvantage him in the long run, because he's now going to have to go through that crate to look for the traps when he's picking orders. I haven't done him a solid though. That kid that brought me down those Skylanders yesterday brought them in this tub. I've actually filled up the tub with all the traps in here. So realistically, all he needs to do is get this tub, open it up, get the traps out from that way, and go from there, and he'll be happy. So I suppose from my perspective, I don't think I've said it this episode, but anyway, we're going from that way. What I'm going to do this week is I'm actually going to start with Superchargers, which is a Skylander game that has vehicles and they've got characters, just obviously get more money out of parents. So you need to have a vehicle on the portal and you need to have a character on the portal at the same time to play the game. Currently, the vehicles and the characters are mixed in 2 tubs. So they're not in separate tubs. That's my job this week, is to basically rip them all out, put vehicles in one tub, characters in the other tub, and go from that way. Because I can tell you right now, the vehicles are quite sharp. So when you're trawling through there looking for a specific character on the bottom of the tub, you're definitely clawing and taking chinks out of your skin. We do have a couple of orders that are currently waiting payment. So I've got Pokemon Omega Ruby, just the cartridge only. I think you paid about $70 plus postage for that. I do think that's going to be a non-paying buyer. I don't know. There we go. Oh, it's gone mad. It's doing all these different things. I have brought all right, it cut out. I don't know what it did. So basically, I think when I moved it, it must have cut out. So what I was just saying is I actually bought a Osmo DJI Action 4, I think it is. So it's basically like a GoPro, but just the DJI version. So that I'm going to use to take some thrifting content, some video and all these different things. I'll get a backpack strap, get one of those ones, go from that way. I'm not going to be an idiot and wear a chest mount. So in advance, if anyone out there wears chest mounts. So I'm going to start doing video of thrift shops and also garage sales and also book fairs and all those different things. I know that I said I'm not a bookseller. However, like I said, I normally take my daughter there, go have a breeze around the manga and all those different things. I probably wouldn't go sourcing at Lifeline bookshop for myself, but yeah, I normally take her to go from there. What else? We've done that. So what I was talking about, the YouTube channel, what I'm going to do, I'm going to split into 3 or 4 videos. All right, come down. Come on. No, it's not playing the game. So I'm going to split into 3 or 4. Hang on, we're too low now. All right, how we go there? Yeah, so I'm going to split into 2 or 3 videos a week, in the sense of I'm going to do a tutorial video a la Grumpy Granny, in the sense that I'm going to call it Tangled Tentacles. That's going to be the name of the project per se, and that's the thing I referenced in the last video, in the sense that I'm working on something at the moment. So it's going to be called Tangled Tentacles. That's going to be the tutorial series. In the sense, it's going to be more geared towards people that are neurodivergent, like myself being ADHD, autistic, not me, but probably explain a lot of things. Autistic, ADHD, and all the other things that fall under the neurodivergent umbrella. So it's going to be taking care of things, and you don't need to be neurodivergent to get something out of that series. It's just primarily the target audience that I'm going to be looking at, because I don't know about you, or if it's just a Josh thing, or it's just a neurodivergent thing, or it's just an everyone thing. I get analysis paralysis pretty bad, in the sense that exactly the same with these Carter Brown books, right? I see them sitting on this table. My plan was to basically get 5 out a day, photograph them, put them on. And that didn't happen, because the simple fact is that I would overanalyze and look at all the books and think, well, if I go through them first and price them up, I could work out what's the higher value ones. Then I thought to myself, well, if I list the higher value ones first, then I'll only have the crap left over, which will be less motivated to sell. Do I grab 5 at a time? Then I look at conditions and all these different things. So like I say, instead of getting down and actually doing the dirty work, my brain works at 119 kilometers an hour and I don't really get on top of it. And I'm actually quite surprised that I suppose I've fallen into the Skylander thing as well as I have, and I have said numerous times before, is that I did have the Giants, which is the orange ones. I really need to have some Skylanders here just for visual aids, but what I used to do is that I used to have 3 or 4 of those collapsible crates, that blue one over there you can see there, just completely chockers full of Skylander Giants. You know, they'd be sitting in the corner. I got into my mind that they weren't worth anything, and like I said before, 99% of them aren't. But yeah, like I said, that I wouldn't get out of my mind. Is, you know, analysis paralysis, in the sense that they're sitting in the corner in the crates, not doing anything. My wife would get angry because obviously we've got a bigger car now, we're being the Carnival. Previously we had the Outlander, where I drive, and the Outlander is probably half the size of the Carnival. So when we had the Outlander, the space wasn't too much of an issue in the garage because, like I said, I could leave them in the corner. The analysis paralysis, I'll get to it, never got to it. And then, like I said, when we got the Carnival, I was kind of forced to get to it, in the sense that my wife said, look, if you don't get to it, I'm going to throw them out. So I got down there, basically took all the photos, listed them on eBay, and Giants, you know, it's probably one of my best-selling categories. So I want to focus on tutorial systems, in the sense for people like that, how to break it down. It's not going to be like fantastic. It's not going to be like, you know, 2 Aussie Thrifters or Grumpy Granny level of tutorialness. It's probably just going to be the no frills or the Temu Trump version per se. But I'm hoping to get better with my video editing and my video recording and all those different things. Maybe we'll get bin cam closer. Come on, bin cam. Here we go. Wow, look at that. I didn't break it. So the bin's almost sitting on my lap now. But like I was saying, it's going to take care of that. I do want to do probably the first episode. I was going to do it in a sequence, but because I'm special, aren't we all? I really can't do a sequence. And there's a lot of videos out there teaching people how to do eBay things and all those different things, in the sense of creating an account. However, is this recording? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. But what I want to do first is probably look at taking photos and comparison between, like, I suppose, eBay's background remover and the background remover that I use, being Photo Room. I did take some comparison shops with a draft listing that I've used at the moment, and needless to say, what eBay has pumped out to what Photo Room has pumped out is similar but vastly different, if that makes sense, in, you know, in a Josh way, in the sense that like, I suppose I want to teach people, and I have said this for a very long time being on the podcast as well, is that I want to teach people how to be the best, right? And this is why I get really cranky with Skylanders, and I will do those videos as well. So quite little quick side story, in the sense that the 3 videos. So one's going to be a tutorial video titled, the series will be called Tangled Tentacles, in the sense that and the catchphrase is going to be control the chaos, dominate your day, or dominate your death pile, depending on what the flavour of the video is. And we're going to untangle those tentacles, and that's basically the purpose of those tutorial videos. We're going to do another video that's interchangeable with probably a live as well, so Grumpy Granny or me, or the podcast or something along lines of that, where it's going to be a bit of tough love, a little bit of unleashing the anger issues, which I will get onto a second as well, because what I do find is people resonate better. It's more of a business purpose episode, in the sense that, you know, I want people to want to find out what people are watching for. Are they watching it for a tutorial? Are they watching it because it's a talking head video, which is the other one will be, or are they actually looking to learn things? So if they're actually looking to learn ones, that angry, you know, get shit done video is probably going to be the best bet for you, in the sense that kind of take no prisoners, and, you know, it will be informative, it will be stuff to look out for, it will be, you know, kind of bolos, but it's really going to be delivered in the sense that, you know, kind of military, in the military-esque. So if you don't like blunt in your face videos, in the sense that take no prisoners, where like I said, I don't take excuses. It was part of the reason why I was probably kicked out of the Daily Refinement group for, is because when people would come in on a weekly basis, and it was almost like this, the definition of insanity. You know, if you do the same thing over and expecting a different result, So, needless to say, I did lose my temper at one particular person, right or wrong. You know, it could be seen that, you know, the way I played it was the sense that we were wasting our time, you know, trying to teach this person how to do it, repeatedly telling him, giving him guidance and not actually actioning it. Or alternatively, we're actually wasting the group's time where we could basically focus on people who are actually doing the stuff and wanting to improve. So there's two ways of looking at that. Like I said, it's not going to be, you know, screaming, you know, like a you know, drill sergeant or something like that. But it's really going to be a case of that. If you want to compete with me, if you want to basically be the best of your niche, this is suggestions that I would look into quite quickly on that as well. I've had a lot of people jump into the Skylanders space. Because when I spoke about Skylanders, and I have found a correlation with other videos in the sense, and I've done it myself as well in the past, so I can't really talk about that. But when, you know, YouTube content creators and, you know, or people like this jump on, they talk about, you know, Sega Master System games, or they might talk about Skylanders, they might talk about, you know, Pulp Fiction or books, and, you know, or DVDs is probably a good example for that experiment. Every man and their dog runs out and buys whatever they can and put it on eBay. For example, the Skylanders that I have told you about before are pretty much perfect, or very, very, very minor imperfections, and I charge accordingly because I'm arrogant and one of my qualities, egotistical, and have built up a name for myself in the Skylanders category, right? So realistically, I'm catering to a target audience, which I will talk about in one of these videos, those, you know, honed in cranky videos, compared to the people that just go to the salvos or go on Facebook Marketplace and buy them. There could be heads missing that haven't been tested. They have a very high failure rate. I can tell you right now, those 2 lots I bought yesterday, probably 5% failure rate, which mightn't seem big, but if you are selling them, it's grounds for negative feedback, right? Especially the prices you're charging. Needless to say, long story short, the only person that I've been slightly impressed by was a guy called Taz Collectibles. He's on eBay. He reached out to me and said, "Hey, look, I've been watching your videos. These," because I literally mentioned his listings being completely crap, right? They're really shit. So what I did is he actually reached out to me and said, "Look, hey, thanks. Can you look at these photos and see how they compare to the previous ones?" He did. He changed them. So he's actually done exactly what I told him to. Yeah, it's still recording. I keep freaking out. I'm using the, like I said, bin cam, and it's actually using not the phone. All right, once again, so whenever I move my arms around, the camera turns off. So I've got, must be out of motion control. So like I was saying before I got rudely interrupted again, is that whenever I move my arms around, the camera turns off. And the guy that reached out to me with the Skylanders, he asked me, you know, to look at the photos he took, and, you know, kind of no uncertain terms. He might even, you know, basically thanked me for giving me a kick up the arse and making his listings better. Needless to say, I have had a lot of people reach out to me in regards to my last short that I did with the Grimace Cup. Reach out to me on Instagram, reach out to me, you know, asking me how to package them, how to source them. I've had a few people which I've spoken to and reached back and said, "Hey, look, this is fantastic." I had one person reach out to me and said, "Look, they're sold. I think they're up to about 16 or 17 at the moment. I don't know how she can get the stock, but she's got 16 or 17 that are sold all to the States for $45 Australian plus postage." So thanking me. Apparently, she used the money to pay for her son's swimming lessons or something along that, which is fantastic, right? However, I've had other people reach out to me that I don't know from a Barris, so asking me all these questions and all these different things. So long story short, and going forward, I'm probably going to take a different approach to how I engage with the community. And like I said, that this is nothing personally. For those that don't know, I am doing a full-time job. I'm doing eBay, I'm doing YouTube, parent, wife, all those different things. So everything's really, really, really cutting in on my time at the moment. So if you leave a comment on my YouTube video, say, "Hey, Minon J, I've sent you an Instagram message," fantastic. Do it that way. I'll read it and get back to you. If the simple fact is, I know you watch my videos, then I will spend appropriate time and talk to you from that way. If you just send me a Instagram message out of the blue, it automatically, I don't know if any people use Instagram, all those different things, it normally goes to a request folder. I barely check the emails for the business. I really need to go back and check it now. So if you send me an email as well, put it in the comment section as well, just like, I'll send you an email. That will come up and let me know to check my email. But long story short, it goes into the request folder on Instagram. I don't check that. I literally check it once a week, and it's normally full of scammers asking me, to do my editing. Maybe I should get them to do it. All these different things. But like I said, I normally delete those comments. If you do not send me a comment on my videos, and I don't know you, obviously I haven't engaged with you before on Instagram, I'm just going to delete the comment. Like, I really, really, really don't have time to invest, and as bad as it sounds, as harsh as that sounds, I really, really, really need to focus on all those other things. My full-time job, my eBay business, which is going great guns at the moment. I've actually hit my all-time high for a 90-day sale. It's actually fallen back a little bit today, but it just clicked over 60 grand for 90 days yesterday. So like Partey would say, is that it's not profit. I normally float around about 30, so 33 or 34 profit at the moment. So we're about 54, 55% profit over 90 days, right? So that's pretty good. So that's over $100,000 a year profit at this stage. It may fluctuate, it depends on stock availability, right? And I really, 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 really put that down to niching. Like, really, I can't stress enough. And as much as I hate to say it, it's boring and it's tiresome, and I'm sick of looking at bloody Skylanders. However, niching down into a category, becoming an expert at that category, marketing through social media for that category. Like I said, I do a really shitty YouTube channel, which I need to go back to and do some more videos for. It has helped me immensely. I'm in the process of moving it. I'm not allowed to touch the camera again. The amount of times that this thing's cut out because I keep doing this. So long story short, I'm moving into different niches. So I've done the Skylanders. I've become a little bit bored with Skylanders, to tell you the truth, because I'm almost the best. It might sound egotistical and maniac and all those different things, but this is what you should be really, really, really trying to strive for in your chosen niche. Don't settle for second best. Try and get closest to the top. I'll never be the #1 in Skylanders, right? Because there's just people with better access to stock and inventory and all those different things, and they probably do it full time where I'm doing it part time. However, like I said, the top 5 is good enough for me. I think I'm about 2 at the moment, 2 or 3. So I'm classing that as a win. Definitely the best on YouTube, I dare say. But like I'm saying, is that now that I've gotten bored of YouTube, I'm bored of Skylanders, I'm actually moving into board games, and I have given you some tips and trips over on board games before. Look for your factory sealed ones, look for the ones that are out of print, and also look for your Kickstarter exclusives. Don't necessarily recommend going for the open board games because they're the ones I'm having a problem with. And needless to say, probably 2 or 3 months down the track, they'll be one of the ones that I'll be flushing out of the storage shed. In regards to like Monopoly and the ones you've heard of, they're probably the ones you probably want to stay away from. Very similar to everything else, like DVDs. You don't want to be buying Iron Man and Spider-Man DVDs. So Monopoly and all those different board games. All right, we're back for the 16th time. I didn't realize that the time got away from me. My daughters went to work. So, like I was saying with board games, the ones that I probably will be turfing over the next probably 3 months will be the ones that are open. I picked up a whole board game haul probably 3 or 4 months ago. I think I got about like 40 or 50 open board games. The tabletop ones are really high value dollar ones for about $5 a piece. I've sold about 2 or 3 of them, so that the sell-through rate's not really good for open board games, regardless if they're complete or otherwise. These are more niched ones in the sense that you probably have to go to a dedicated board game place. You wouldn't find them into your local department store or anything along the lines of that. So I will primarily going forward be looking for sealed board games and Dungeons and Dragon books, Warhammer books and all those different things, because they do at the right price point, attract a decent audience. I will continue with Skylanders. That as much as I'm bored of them, they are still profitable, so I won't go far from that. But like I was saying, is that once I suppose ultimately I'd like to get to probably 3 niches. Probably 2025, I'll probably try and learn a 3rd niche. Or the third niche in the sense, I class Dungeons and Dragons and Warhammer as a niche in itself, that board games. So, Skylanders, so your toys to life. I have said numerous times before, I don't deal with Lego, or I don't deal with Disney Infinity, which are also toys to life products. Nintendo Amiibo have done a little bit of a dive in the sense that I probably wouldn't recommend getting those out of box either. And Nintendo tends to re-release them 2 or 3 times a year. So you will have a spike in Amiibos, then Nintendo will re-release, then obviously the market dies again. So keep an eye out on that. But yeah, like I said, I'm not really big on books. I'm in the process of clearing the manga out. I've ran a 50% sale on manga for the last week. I'm pretty sure before I did that, I actually entered and sold similar, so to refresh the listings from that way. And not one manga book is sold at 50% off. So I will probably bundle them up next weekend and put them on Facebook Marketplace just to get rid of them in one foul swoop. Like I said before, the Carter Brown books, if you want to reach out to me in regards to that, leave a comment in the comment field below. Reach out to me on Instagram, probably reach out to me on Grumpy Granny's Discord. I'm in there and occasionally. Roll the dice and send me an email if you like from that way. But so, like I said, 2025, I'm in the process of, hunkering down on Skylanders because they are quite profitable. They are quite good from my perspective. And, that's not to say that you will have luck with them. Board games as well, they're quite accessible for where I am, and I will start sourcing from those. They are quite problematic in the sense of storage, as you've seen before, and also quite problematic in respects to, availability, in the sense that people generally buy board games, rip them open, then work out they don't like them, all those different things. So I'm looking for that market where they've bought something and they've obviously had a change of circumstances, that their friend group's moved on, or they're not particularly interested in that style of game anymore, or they bought something on Kickstarter 2 or 3 years ago and it's finally come in and they don't want to play it anymore. So I do have a couple of contacts here in Canberra that do reach out to me on a regular basis and say, hey, look, I'm looking to clear out all these board games. Are you interested? Yes, I am. As to the third niche, I haven't really decided yet, so I'll walk out with that. It definitely won't be Care Bears, it definitely won't be DVDs, and it definitely won't be books. I really don't get books. I think I've said this before, is that books are problematic to me in the sense of these little pulp fiction books, right? They're really hard to store. I've watched other booksellers where they've got warehouses, they've got books on shelves and all these different things, and I find it a complete waste. I can understand if you had like racking systems, in the sense that I could walk behind this, you'd have the books either end and go from that way. But I really, even getting the Dungeons and Dragons books, which will be up here at one stage, are annoying because I have to pull them out and go from that way. So, but yeah, like I said, I'll work out what we're doing from that way. And the third video, just to loop it back around for the videos as well, is that we will be doing so we've got the Tangled Tentacles, which is the tutorial. We've also got the screaming video, and also this format, right? So this is going to be the third format where we're just going to do a talking head. We're going to talk about different things that have come up through the week. I really want your engagement. I want you to reach out in the comments, in Instagram as well. You can more than welcome to do that. I have no problems with that. But like I was saying, I'm just trying to itemize my day or my life. Obviously, I don't want to waste things where I don't need to waste things. In the sense that I've had people reach out to me on eBay and ask me to buy their Skylanders, where they've cross-referenced my listing and said, hey, look, what the Skylanders have got available, I've priced them up against your listings, are $120. Do you want them for $80? I think that's fair. Then I don't have the heart to tell them. It's like, hey, look, I lose probably 25% in fees on Skylanders. That brings it down to what, $95, just say $90. And he wants me to list a whole bunch of Skylanders for potentially $10 profit, which would be less after I take into consideration packaging materials and all those different things. So, and also, if piggybacking on how to communicate with me, if you message me on eBay, and a few of you do, and by all means, I'm not having a swipe at anyone in particular. If you message me on eBay and ask questions, or say, hey, look, what do you think of this on Facebook Marketplace, or what do you think of that, or you know, should I buy this? I'm just going to delete the comment. I'm just going to delete the message. By all means, like I said, on YouTube, leave a note on the, you know, on the video and say, hey, look, I've sent you a message on Instagram. I'll jump across there and have a look if I have the time. However, eBay's for selling, right? Like, I was watching a video from One Foot Flipper the other day, you know, page, and this is probably going back a couple of weeks ago, where one of his stores, I think his card store, in the sense that they're very low priced, in the sense that if people ask him a question, and I think I've mentioned this before, is that he blocks them because it costs him more in time answering that question than the profit he gets for that particular card. So I'm treating, not that I'm going to block anyone, but I'm treating the same on eBay. So if you reach out to me and ask me a question on eBay, I'm just going to delete the message. I'm not going to respond. If you want to, like, eBay is primarily for me to sell stuff, right? Like it is for you. So I wouldn't reach out to you on your eBay store and ask you questions unrelated to the product or without an interest in buying. I am becoming quite clamped down on that, in the sense that, and I think I have said before, is that people reach out to on eBay, and this is very, very across the board. And they're almost like tire kickers, in the sense that they'll ask you question after question after question, then never eventuate, or you look at their feedback and it's a sea of red, so they're a bit of a problem child or a problem buyer. I'm just going to start blocking those people. So that, in the sense that maybe you get 2 or 3 questions, depending on the level of stupidity attached to them, and start blocking them and going from that way. I really, really, really don't have time to, with this, you know, this Panasonic Blu-ray player, for example. The guy asked me 2 questions, I answered them, and then he's disappeared into the night. So, which is perfectly fine. He might come back and go from there, but it's stuff that can be answered by Google. You know, type into Google. So one of the questions was how long did I have it? I basically said it was my parents' unit. It wasn't, but it's been perfectly working, right? It's in pristine condition. And he also wanted to know if he could plug in a USB hard drive, like, yeah, and expand the 2 GB hard drive in the console. And so I don't know. I assume so. Like, I don't know. Oh, I didn't say assume so, but I said that I think, after a quick Google, I think you can, you know, plug in a USB stick and obviously run, you know, files from that, you know, your pirated movies per se. But I don't think you can extend to that hard drive. That question could have been answered by Google, right? So I've just basically said, look, hey, I really don't know. We haven't used it in that capacity. You know, maybe Google would be the answer for that. So this guy's disappeared. If he comes back and asks another stupid question, I'm probably just going to delete him, block him. But needless to say, yeah, depending on the severity of the item. So this is a $550 unit. I paid $50 for them, so I'm willing to entertain a couple of questions that are intelligent and obviously help people convert to buy the product. But if it's going to be a question of how big's the hard drive, 2 terabyte, how many videos does it record at once? Well, it can record 3 live-to-air TVs channels, yeah, blah 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 at the same time. Yeah, stuff that's actually currently in the listing. Like I said, really, really, really around this time of the year, they've come out of the woodwork. I don't know if they're bored, or if they've got nothing better to do, or if they're basically trying to window shop without any money, in the sense of saying, hey, look, I don't think they're doing it on purpose. They're not trolls. It's just a case that they just want someone to talk to, and I think that's the case. And I really, really, really don't have time to talk to them. Like I said, unless they're here to buy, I'd rather talk to people in the comment section, rather talk to my family, rather talk to people that actually message me on eBay with the purpose of buying things, opposed to just talking about things and going, oh, that's really cool. And, yeah, it'd be nice to have that, but I don't get paid till, you know, 3 weeks time. I did have one quite quickly, and I did show this in the group chat that I'm in. I did have here's one I prepared earlier. I don't know where I put it. Maybe it's inside still. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it is. Might be inside. But anyway, long story short. So this is Yokai Watch 2. This one's not very well done. Yeah, don't rush out and buy this one at a high dollar. But I did mention it a couple of weeks ago. I'm pretty sure it was pepperoni cheese. Did mention about Yokai Watch 3. I did pick one up on auction for $320 and relisted it straight away for $750, I think it was. Around about that, $750, $800. I had a guy reach out to me from, it wasn't Brazil, because Brazil's blocked, even though Brazil's blocked on my business policies, but people from Brazil are still buying my stuff, and I had to cancel 2 this weekend. Reached out to me to say it's from Mexico. It might be Mexico. Reached out to me saying, hey, look, would I take $500 and can I hold it till the end of the year? And he'd be doing both of us a favor. I don't have time for that. And this is the case in point, exactly what I'm talking about, is that I don't want to talk to people that have no in purchasing the item. Like I said, that I potentially would have taken this item down for $500. I wouldn't have done that in the first place. But then comes around November or December, expecting him to buy them, and I probably wouldn't have heard of this guy again. Or alternatively, he would have bought it, then would have had no end of issues, like the artwork wasn't pristine, or the box got slightly scuffed, like the outer box, not the case, would have been slightly scuffed, or a dog looked at it through customs, or some other witchcraft. I've had all these people over the years. Like I was saying, is that you really, really, really want to block those people, and I think I did block that person. I did have another person reach out to me with one of my Skylander chases that I got listed for $1,000. He did ask me, would I take 200? Like, if it doesn't sell by next week, he'll give me $200. And I was like, deal, just send me an offer. And he goes, okay. Then just after he wrote okay, I blocked him. So that's a bit, obviously facetious on my side. But like I was saying, is that I really don't have time to deal with these idiots. But let me know what you think. Let me know about let me know about the video idea if you like the tutorial idea, if you like the talking heads, if you do like the bit of the tough love videos in the sense of how to probably improve your business. I'm not saying that I'm the best person to do it, but I've been doing it long enough and I am successful enough, as you can probably see by the previous Flipwise data. And I'm not in Peachy's bad book, so that's always a win in my in my book. But yeah, like I say, let me know what you think about those 3 videos. Like I say, the tutorial video is pretty much going to be aimed towards those neurodivergent people. However, that's not to say it's going to be dumbed down, or it's not that people are dumb, but it's not going to be kind of targeted in those people. It's pretty much going to be those people in mind, especially with analysis paralysis, speaking English, all those different things, how to deal with customers without screaming off the top of your head. And you've probably seen it yourself, where people on Facebook Marketplace or Facebook groups, ask a stupid question. I know Rob and I were having a bit of a laugh about this on Friday night. Someone asked a question about they found below standard. eBay's charging them 5%. If they had watched my videos before, they wouldn't have got below standard, because I've talked about this numerous times at length. They've fallen below standard. eBay's charging them 5%, how hard done by they are, and eBay should be held accountable when they go to shit. So they do something wrong. This person was basically just fishing for sympathy, fishing for hard done by. These Facebook groups shouldn't really be accommodating this stuff, and I might even create my own Facebook group. Let me know what you think. We just have like an autocratic dictatorship of Facebook things, in the sense of saying, hey, look, more than welcome to ask your question. However, you're probably going to get some answers you don't particularly want to like, or the ones that you're not going to particularly like. If you want to improve yourself, go to this or do this. However, if you're coming in here just to basically say how hard done by you are and eBay's bad and all these different things, I'll boot you from the group. So let me know if you want those kind of groups as well. Don't know. I'll have to ask ChatGPT for a name for that group. But like I was saying, is that I want people to improve their business. And by all means, I don't particularly care if I lose subscribers on this YouTube channel. I'm doing it, I literally get paid nothing to do YouTube, very minimal, if that. But I wanted to improve people's businesses. I want to build connections. I want to build, sourcing routes, and hopefully move on these books as well, if that's the case. But like I was saying, I don't really have time for people that play the victim. And by all means, if you want to do that, you can do it. Just don't do it in my vicinity. So I don't know. Let me know what you do think of a Facebook group where it's primarily like an autocratic dictatorship, where you're living constantly on a knife edge of being turfed out of the group for pissing me off. But we'll leave it here for another week. I don't know how long this video is going for at the moment. However, we'll roll straight into the Sonic the Hedgehog video, footage that I filmed a little bit earlier. It is from Sonic the Hedgehog on the Master System. Absolutely love this game. Picked this up, Santa brought this to me when I was, say, maybe 11 or 12. Absolutely love that game. And to be brutally honest, it really, really, to me, it knocks out the other Sonic the Hedgehogs. My friend, I don't know if it was around about the same time, probably would have been, because Sonic came out on the Master System after it came out on the Mega Drive. I love Sonic 2. Like, yeah, I love Sonic 1 back then, but in retrospect, playing, because I do have Mega Drive at the moment come through, playing Sonic 1 and 2 on the Mega Drive, then going back and playing this one a bit earlier, loved the Master System version. Completely different game. You know, it was actually made by a different guy. Fantastic. Sonic 2 on the Master System, so, I haven't played anything past that. But yeah, definitely loved the Sonic. Let me know what you think of the videos. So I am going to do probably every video of these I do, probably not the tutorial ones. I will showcase a Sega Master System game. Yeah, whoop, stuff in the back there. Do a bit of a screen record, maybe just play a level or play for a couple of minutes and let it run from that way. So what I am playing in this one, not very well. I will let you know that my OCD was triggered because I didn't get all the rings. That was something that I used to do as a kid. I used to have to clear the level out of everything. In hindsight, I probably got more than probably ADHD rolling around in my head. So I played the first level, and towards the end of the level, I got smacked by just a monster, which is a prick. So needless to say, lucky that I was only recording the audio and not my microphone because I was swearing and carrying on. But anyway, we'll leave it there for another week and we'll see you next time. Bye.